Chapter 3. The Hospital. Aaron couldn't tell if he was dreaming or awake. Nothing felt real, yet everything seemed a little too real. A machine beeped steadily behind him, its rhythm marked by a flashing light. His vision blurred, and whenever he focused on one thing, the rest of the world spun violently away. Shadowy shapes drifted past the doorframe, always too quick to catch. The room was neither bright nor dark, suspended somewhere in between. It felt like a dream that insisted on being noticed. His head throbbed when he tried to think, worse when he tried to move. He had never felt so heavy in a dream, like his body existed far away and he was only its distant pilot, the connection broken by static. Glimpses came and went, details appearing in sharp relief before dissolving back into nothing. His thoughts lagged, arriving seconds after he seemed to think them, like a terrible internet delay between his mind and his body. Did his body hurt as much as his head? Did he even have a body? He thought he felt one beneath a plain cotton blanket, but it was like remembering something secondhand. He wondered if he would be able to smell the room, or if he simply had forgotten how. He wondered if this would be forever. Time dissolved into fragments, hours or days, he couldn't tell, but eventually sensation returned. First, a prickling tingle like a limb waking from sleep, then cramps, agonizing full body cramps that seized every muscle until he was stretched taut from every angle. His lungs rasped out only soft, pitiful moans, and his body convulsed. He drifted in and out of awareness, slipping through waves of pain until finally he surfaced with a hoarse cry. Nurses appeared, pressed something into his IV, and the world dulled again. He woke later to shouting, voices, maybe more, arguing near his bed or far down the hall. He thought it was about him, and then it faded, as everything did. In another waking dream, his sister Emily sat beside his bed, holding his hand and crying. She spoke, but the words never reached him. Still, her voice soothed him. He relaxed and fell back under. The more he surfaced, the more he got pieces of the outside world. Doctors scanning screens, nurses scribbling on clipboards. He tried to speak, to ask what happened, but only managed silent motions of his mouth. His neck cramped when he tried to lift his head. Once he thought he raised his hand toward a nurse, only for someone or something to press it back into place. Then sleep claimed him again. Nightmares followed. Nightmares followed. He dreamed his soul was being drained, every shred ripped away in painful seizures. He didn't know if his body writhed in the bed only in his mind, but the torment was endless. His thoughts trapped in the horror of being pulled apart piece by piece. When he finally woke, tears streamed down his cheeks. He hated himself for crying. He called himself weak and only sobbed harder for it. Emily was there again the next time, watching him with worried eyes. He tried to speak, but managed only a broken grunt. "Hey, Aaron," she whispered, stroking his hand gently. "You're okay. You were hurt, but you're getting better. Just sleep now." And as if commanded, he did. The next time he woke, words finally reached his lips, slow, halting, as if summoned from across an ocean. A nurse leaned close, nodding patiently as he forced out the question, "What is happening to me?" "You were electrocuted, Aaron. Your heart stopped for several minutes. You're in the hospital now. Your sister's been here almost every day." She gave him a kind smile and left before he could manage another word. Electrocuted? His heart stopped? His mind reeled. Days passed? Real days? He counted meals, texts, visits from doctors who had asked him to wiggle toes or lift arms. To his surprise, he could. Hospital food, bland as cardboard, tasted divine after a week of nothing. Nurses replenished his electrolytes through his IV, telling him his body had burned through everything it had just to survive. Emily filled in the blanks. They'd been at, they'd been at the stable, an outdoor bar, overcast skies, a lightning strike on a transformer, the bolt jumped, or maybe the transformer discharged. The details were still unclear. Several people had been hit. All survived. Aaron had taken the worst of it. 10 days later, he was still left in the hospital. After she left, he tried desperately to remember the drinks, the laughter, any moment from that night. But wherever memory should have been, there was only darkness. Tears blurred his eyes when his favorite nurse entered to check his vitals. She smiled warmly, and his heart fluttered. Embarrassment flushed through him as he realized that she could see his flutter in real time on the monitor. He blinked, and for a moment he thought the lights might have flickered. When he looked back, Nina, the nurse, was staring at him, mouth open. He glanced around. Nothing else had changed. "It's you," she whispered, awe or maybe fear in her voice. "It's me?" he asked. She nodded once, then hurried from the room before she could say more. Aaron sighed. He'd always had a gift for driving away girls he liked. Apparently, that part of him had survived too.